Welcome to Adventures on a Dad Bike. Today I'm going to show you my first ever bikepacking adventure. I just went for 2 days, 1 night camping. I wanted to test out all my gear, see how it rode, see how my bike handled, how I was able to take it. I wanted to test everything out, so I just went for 1 night. But it was a good adventure. I figured out what I needed, what I liked, what I didn't like, what I remembered and what I forgot. So I'm going to show you a few snippets of my trip. Watch it, enjoy, and I'll tell you how it all went. Starting at the front of my bike is my handlebar bag. I have it rigged on the Titan straps that are holding my sleeping bag. The handlebar bag did slide a bit on the straps, and I had to find a way to secure it better when I got to my campground. But my new solution works really well, and I'll explain that a little later. Sleeping bag is in an 8-liter restrapped dry bag mounted on a handlebar extender that I got off Amazon. Now, the initial reviews on this handlebar extender are sort of mixed. A lot of people say it slips from the weight. I jury-rigged a system that'll absolutely prevent it from slipping, and I did a video about how I did that. It works really well. Beyond that is my stem case, which carries my phone, where I had some maps and some defense stuff like a knife and some dog spray. Beside that is a mount for a Joby light. Joby is the same company that makes my flexible tripod. I jury-rigged that with a tripod mount to hold my GoPro, and it works really well. Plus, I can actually attach a little front light to it. If we go down below onto my fork is another restrap 8-liter bag attached to Blackburn cargo cage. In this bag I have my cook kit, my alcohol stove with the little thing of alcohol, which is actually Gasline antifreeze. In there, as well as some other camping things like the footprint for my tent, my pillow, a towel, a few other miscellaneous things. On the other side is another Blackburn cargo cage where I have my tent and my tent pegs. So this is my cook kit, and in here I have these coffee filters. These are great. I don't know if they make them anymore, but they're 1 cup coffee filters. Fantastic. My little spatula, a cloth just to cut back on the rattling, little scrubber brush. And there is my alcohol stove. Fantastic. And my spork. This is my alcohol stove, actually burning right now, boiling water. Comes with a really vigorous roll. It works really well, but you have to be so careful because in the daylight you cannot see the flame. In darker rooms, when it's dimmer, you can see a blue flame. It burns really clean, but out in the daylight you can't see anything. So you have to be really careful when you light it to check that it's on without burning yourself. Moving to the middle of the bike, I have my tent pole strapped to the top tube. I just used these cheap elastic Velcro straps I got at the dollar store, and they work, but they didn't secure it as tight as I would like, and it slid around a bit. So I'm going to have to find a more permanent solution. And below that, I have the small half frame bag from Alpkit. In that, I carry just a few essentials like zip ties, my keys, a few things like that, and a bunch of snacks. So I've got a little more room in that I can fill up for other things. Down below, I have my pump and water bottles, and below that I have this container that was made initially for CNC bits, but I'm using it as a toolbox. It holds a spare tube, a patch repair kit, some Allen keys, and a few other miscellaneous things, lubes, etc. that I need just to maintain my bike. Works really well in that it fits in a standard bottle cage. I'm really happy with it. Above that, I have my saddle bag. It's a 14-liter dirt bag. In that is my inflatable mattress and my clothes for the evening, and a few other miscellaneous things I thought I might need. On top of that, I have strapped on my little Joby flexible tripod, and at the back I have just a coily locking system. I carried a little combination lock as well. Nothing really super secure, but where I camped for the one night, I wasn't concerned about my bike too much. For the future, though, I will have to find something a little more secure, a little more robust. But for now, this is my bike setup for 2-day, 1-night stay. Worked really well. Pretty much covered everything I needed. It's been a week since I did that trip. And since then, I've had a bit of time to think about what worked here and what didn't. I have to say, for the most part, everything worked fantastic. I had a little bit of problem, as I mentioned, with the slippage of my front handlebar bag on my sleeping bag roll, but I managed to fix it by doing this. So this is my handlebar bag, how I've got it mounted. I've got it on this Handlebar Extender bar, which I bought off Amazon. So I've just got it on here. I did have some other straps to these rings, but on my way back I didn't need it. On my way out I found some trouble where the bag was dropping onto the wheel. So what I did was I took the straps, which are kind of hard to see here, but this strap that I guess normally goes around the head tube, what I did was I took it and I put it where these straps, I put them in such a place that where this comes down, that's where they hold on, so it can't go down any further. So when I strap it all up, I've still got quite a bit of clearance here. Because on my way out, I was finding it would slide down and it wasn't holding. But now, with it strapped like I have here, it's just fine. So that worked really well. Really, really well. When it's all in place, sit up there, I put my extra camera in there, some camera batteries, and a few other things. And that worked. The whole way back I didn't have a single rub. It stayed a good 4 centimeters above the tire the whole way. So that was fantastic. I felt great. I mean, it was only 60K each way, so 120K total. It took me 4 hours to get there, 3.5 hours to get back. Not a big test on my abilities, but it did give me an idea of what it was like with the added weight. I noticed it for maybe 2 blocks. The steering was just a little heavier up front because there's more stuff up there, and I got used to it pretty quickly. And my very first 2 kilometers is up a hill from my house to get up into the trails through the parks. And that's one long hill, then a dip down, and another long hill. I thought that might be challenging with the extra weight, but I ride a single speed every day as my commuter, and I think having gears just gave me that little bit of extra advantage, and the added weight on the bike, it wasn't a problem. I took enough clothes for the one night. I had an extra pair of pants, a long sleeve shirt for if it got cool, and a bathing suit. I didn't take any sandals. I just relied on my bike shoes thinking that would be enough, and I should have taken something else for my feet. Walking around in bike shoes that evening was just, sandals would have been great. I did find that with what I did take, this was pretty full, the saddlebag. I had a little bit of room left on the handlebar bag. I could have put in some rain gear, a little bit more clothing, and some food. If I go on longer trips, I'm probably going to carry a collapsible, just a fold-up backpack that I can put on my back to get clothes if I need to bring some extra clothes, or if I want to get groceries on the way into a campsite, that kind of thing. But what I've decided, if I do keep doing this, and it looks like I'm going to, for long trips that are several days into weeks, I'm probably going to have to find some kind of rear rack system. I really like the lightweight tail fin rear rack and dry bags. They're so nice. It's a carbon thing that fits. It'll fit on any bike. It'll fit on this bike. Really thin, really light. The bags look spacious, but they're not heavy. It's super expensive. I think I'm going to have to figure out a way to save up for them because they're great. And my last thing is I relied completely on digital maps. And I got off course twice, and my maps kind of let me down. I figured out where I was on the way up, but on my way back, my route got completely erased from my phone somehow. I just had my location so I could see where I was, but Google Maps doesn't give street names when you save it out this way, and I've got to find a better mapping system. So I'm going to get a better digital map system, and I'm going to back up everything on paper just in case I have it covered. I didn't go far this time, so it was easy to figure out my way, and I just asked people, but I've got to back it up better. So I'm planning in 2 weeks to do another overnight camp trip. This one's going to be further. It's about 85 or 90K. And that'll be just another test, and then I've got my 3-day one with my friends at the end of the summer. And I've got plans for the future, so this is going to be great. I can't express how much I enjoyed just that one trip. It worked out well. It felt great. I felt good. The bike performed better than expected, and I'm thrilled. I really am. So if you like this, you want to see more, please hit the subscribe button. Give me a big thumbs up. And thanks for watching.